Okay. Now let's talk about Christie Sides, Clark, Indiana Fever. But before we get started, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Gertie Mac Show, taking y'all time to subscribe to the channel, liking and sharing my videos. I really appreciate all that. Now let's go. Now, since the WNBA break, Indiana Fever came back piping hot, clicking on all cylinders. Caitlin Clark draining threes, Kelsey Mitchell, she draining threes, Lexi Hud got a starting position. Everybody playing good. And they even clinched their spot in the WNBA playoffs. But now they have taken a loss against some top teams in the WNBA. Minnesota Lynx and Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces. Now their last loss against the Las Vegas Aces was 86-75. But if you watch that game, the whole entire team played horrible. Now Kelsey Mitchell, she did her part, but she's only one person. But their star player, Caitlin Clark, she played bad the whole game. And it was reports saying that she was really tired from the other overtime game. Now, I don't really know how true that is, but that's what was said in one of the post-game interviews with a reporter asked Christie Sides. Now, people are criticizing Christie Sides for messing up the Indiana Fever rotation by playing former starter Christy Wallace. People are really confused about Christie Sides' rotation choices because if the team is hot like a teapot, then why make change like using $1 to buy a 75-cent oatmeal cream pie? Because they like, the rotation was good. Why are you putting Christy Wallace in the game? A game against the Las Vegas Aces. Why put her in the game when the whole reason you benched her in the first place is because she wasn't playing that well? Now, at one point, Christy Wallace was the starter. She was in the starting lineup for the Indiana Fever. But Katie Lou eventually replaced her. But now Katie Lou has been benched, and now Caitlin Clark, friend Lexi Hud, is the starter, which a lot of the Indiana Fever fans agree that Lexi Hud is a better player offense and defense. And she's a good shooter for the three on the outside of the perimeter. Now, Christie Sides, during her post-game interview, talked about their bench, and it seems as though she is kind of unsure on if the bench Indiana Fever can really keep up with the other teams going forward in the playoffs, because these games going forward is like the playoff game, according to Christie Sides. And if Caitlin Clark and the other players are having a bad game, it appears that Christie Sides is not sure if their bench can actually get in the game and keep up with the opposing team. Y'all check out what she had to say.
Yeah, you mentioned treating this like a playoff series pregame. Is there anything you can take from this game for, a playoff series?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to make some adjustments. We can't, Asia shot probably 10 of her made baskets were at the free throw line. I mean, she was hitting that high post jumper. So a lot of times that happened in our pick and roll scheme where we were having to come over and help on a chug, and we were having to get back to ours in the corner. So we'll clean that up tomorrow. But then just not allowing people to come in that, aren't able to, put up these kind of numbers. We can't let those players come in and be relevant.
Matt, Christine.
Yeah, Christy, with Lexi in foul trouble, Aaliyah in foul trouble, you have to go to your bench. A lot of bench players come out. And I think Las Vegas had, 3 times the bench points. You talked about treating this as a playoff series. Is the bench production a point of concern as the season wraps up?
We're trying to make those adjustments. What's hard is this is kind of the way we've been playing. And so these guys, Caitlin, Kelsey, they've been playing those kind of minutes. So it's just really hard to try to keep that momentum and flow going, to keep it the same. But yeah, Timmy coming in with AB in foul trouble. I thought Dantas, probably could have given her more minutes late. Her and Timmy playing together would have been, okay. I thought Liz gave us some good minutes. She was pretty, got some big rebounds for us. E-Dub in the first half, hit a couple shots. Just got to find time for them. We're just looking ahead, trying to, this is a playoff series for us. That's how we're playing it. So we were trying, we need a win. Got to make those adjustments, come in on Friday and try to get that win on Friday. And then, use next week, which is a different week for us. It's kind of like a playoff week. Get ready for Washington, but have a couple more days of where we can get not a rest, but like just maybe not, a practice where we're just doing walkthrough development and shooting. So we'll just see how that goes next week. But just trying to get, we don't want to be, you can't change up a lot when things have been going a certain way.
Christine, then Tony.
So Christie, Caitlin's night, obviously not her best night. It's still 16.6 assists. She said she was tired a little, and I guess went back. We watched her walk out and then come back. Was there anything to that? And then in general, how did she kind of overcome, clearly a tough defense, right? And she's working like crazy.
Yeah.
Is that what that was, that tiredness?
Oh, I think most of her shots, if you go back and look at them, they all hit the front of the rim. And I think that overtime game the other night just kind of really, they did. There were times they looked really, they were tired. And that, when your shot's falling short like that, that's just a huge indication of that. So, got to get in with our trainers and get what they need. That's what tomorrow's going to be about, and just some adjustments up on the court.
Go Tony and Scott.
Didn't look like you guys ever really hit your tempo that you've been used to recently on the offensive end. Why do you think that was the case, and how do you get back to it on Friday?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with just getting those stops. That's where we're at our best, right? When we're able to get out and run in transition. Got to do more of that. And then, also hitting some of those shots gives you a little bit more juice on the defensive end as well. So once we get that back and then get some stops and get out and run in transition, we should get back to what it's been looking like.
Now, Indiana Fever is going to be playing Las Vegas Aces again. And people are wondering, can Indiana Fever make the adjustments to come out and get a win on their home court? Or will Las Vegas Aces' Adrian Wilson get a back-to-back W right there against Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever in Indiana? And if that does happen, I feel like the momentum for Indiana Fever would be kind of crushed just a little bit, even though they have other games to play. But playing against teams like Las Vegas Aces, Minnesota Lynx, teams that are in the WNBA playoffs, these are teams that Indiana Fever and Christie Sides very much can go up against. And if they can't win or keep up with these teams now, then it's going to be a problem for them once they make it to the playoffs. And Indiana Fever fans are kind of afraid that Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever may not have a long run in the playoffs if they can't get it together and make the necessary adjustments on defense, which is really their biggest problem. But y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. Also hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop another video. And also follow my social media at GertieMac15. Holla.